Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to fundamentally deconstruct how you perceive time, speed, and your very own personal legacy. We're looking at a truly fascinating philosophical text that blends physics, human behavior, and a deep cosmic perspective to challenge the way we live our daily lives. If you've ever felt like time is just slipping away from you, well, this analysis is going to change the way you look at the clock forever. So, let's dive right in with a question that might completely challenge everything you know about productivity and modern hustle culture. We are constantly told to move faster, work harder, and be more efficient, right? But what if the very act of speeding up is exactly what's cutting your existence short? What if moving faster literally means you have less life to live?
To answer that, we first need to explore Section 1, the engine of time, and how motion creates the clock.
Before we even talk about how you spend your time, we kind of need to understand what time actually is at its core physical level. And the crucial point established in our source text is that time doesn't just exist independently. It's not some invisible river flowing in the background of the universe. Time is entirely created by motion. Without movement, the concept of time itself completely vanishes. It's an incredibly grounding thought. Your watch isn't tracking some abstract dimension, it's literally just tracking movement.
And this brilliantly illustrates the cosmic mechanics at play here. Our entire measurement of years, days, and months, that's just a record of celestial planetary movement. The Earth orbiting the Sun gives us the year. The Earth rotating on its axis gives us the day. The Moon revolving gives us the month. Without these massive physical bodies moving through space, the minutes and hours we structure our entire lives around simply wouldn't be generated.
Now take this to the absolute extreme. If those planetary movements were to just stop, or if objects somehow moved at the exact same relative speed, time would literally become zero. For instance, if the Earth revolved around the Sun at the speed of light, time as we know it would disappear. Without movement, there is zero time. And according to the text, without time, everything would instantly enter a state of eternity.
Let's move to our next chapter, Section 2, the speed of life, and how your pace dictates your lifespan. To bring this down to the personal human experience, the text uses a really interesting analogy of two cars to prove a point. Imagine car A is driving 120 kilometers an hour, and car B is cruising at 60. Now, relative to us watching them, they might both drive for 1 hour. But relative to the cars themselves, the faster-moving car A experiences time twice as fast, accumulating wear and tear twice as rapidly. If car B takes 10 years to be scrapped, car A literally cuts its lifespan in half and is scrapped in 5. The speed of the object determines how quickly it burns through its time.
The source applies this exact same physics directly to human behavior, and the contrasts are honestly pretty stark. People who live hastily, high-efficiency lifestyles actually have shorter lives than methodical, orderly people who take things slow. Looking at different lifestyles really drives this home. The text notes that shepherds outlive athletes, and interestingly enough, nuns outlive worldly people like prostitutes. Even late-maturing kids tend to have longer spans than early-maturing kids. The underlying principle is super simple. A slower pace of existence equates to a longer span of existence.
The inescapable conclusion from all this is just that. The faster objects move, the quicker time runs, and the shorter life they have. When you constantly rush around and live in a perpetual hurry, you are actively accelerating your own aging process. You are basically car A speeding right toward the scrapyard.
This brings us to a massive perspective shift in our explainer. Section 3, the grand illusion, the emptiness of legacy and material pursuit. The text delivers a profound realization here, arguing that in the scope of time, everything is empty and illusion. You see, time deforms absolutely everything. The mountain you're looking at today is completely different from that same mountain 1,000 years ago. A river today is different from 100 years ago. Even the meat cooking in a pot changes entirely in just a single minute. Because time alters absolutely everything. All our hard work for material gain is ultimately a pursuit of illusions. Nothing material stays the same.
To pierce our ego a little bit here and stop our own self-deception, the source asks a brilliant rhetorical question. Who can remember the name of your great-great-grandfather? Take a second to really think about that. Just a few generations back, a person whose DNA you literally carry, who lived a full, complex life, and yet their name is likely entirely forgotten. It proves just how incredibly quickly human memory and personal legacy vanish into thin air.
When we zoom out to the cosmic scale, we see the total, complete fading of human legacy. We start with you in the present, move back slightly, and your great-great-grandfather is forgotten.
Look back a bit further, and the mighty Roman Empire has totally fallen. Looking forward, one day the Earth itself will move to the long axis of the Earth universe and entirely perish. On a timeline like this, what does our daily stress and striving actually amount to?
I know, it's a harsh truth, but it's an essential one. Even if we look just a few centuries ahead, fundamental changes in human society will turn all your personal merits and achievements into mere dust and ashes. Expecting generations of people to mourn you and admire your historical footprint is, according to the text, nothing more than narcissism and self-cheating. We have to completely reframe our priorities.
So how do we escape this trap? Section 4, Transcending the Clock and Finding the True Essence of a Limited Life.
The source outlines this really fascinating duality between positive and negative time. Positive time is following that relentless forward march. It's constantly looking to the future, which ages objects and makes us mere mortals. Negative time, on the other hand, is reversing time by looking back to the past. This causes conceptual rejuvenation, turning us from old to young, and elevating us from mortals into celestial beings. It's a profound metaphor for rejecting the constant forward rush of modern life.
Because our existence in this material world is just so brief, every single moment is incredibly valuable. We are completely wasting our precious time if we focus our limited hours on earthly riches and material benefits. The true goal is to use our brief lives to seek the surmounting or transcending of time itself.
So, we're left with a powerful ultimatum. Even if you could somehow live for 1,000 years, if you don't understand the essence of life, those 1,000 years would still be bitter and unhappy. So I want to leave you with this final thought. Will you spend your limited time rushing forward, chasing material illusions that are just going to turn to dust? Or will you slow down, reverse the clock, and uncover the true essence of life by seeking the profound mysteries of the universe?